much more important conversations to have in person. And thanks for having me. And
Thank you.
Thanks for giving me the
Thank
opportunity.
you for having me here. Welcome to Sister Wives Season 20, Episode 5. Kody's ultimate breakdown, Robyn's hidden fears, and a family hanging by a thread. The show begins in a quiet stillness. No laughter, no talking, no zest. Just a shot of Kody Brown, alone at his kitchen table. His eyes are darkened, face gaunt, hands laced together as if grasping something intangible. A deep sigh. "I thought I could make this better," he says softly. And that one sentence establishes the tone for the whole episode. This episode is different from the others. No false hope, no manufactured confessionals, no faking plural marriage is still a thing. TLC allows tension to breathe. Even Robyn's crying seems real, less acting, more resignation. Decades of watching this family fall apart have brought us to this place, and now the collapse cannot be undone. The opening 10 minutes are charged with emotion. Kody wanders around the empty Flagstaff house, holding up faded photos, snapshots of a family that once was. The camera lingers over each one. Kody and Christine with the children at Disney, Mary and Kody in the early days, Janelle's family on a picnic. His face changes from warm nostalgia to anguished anger. "They were supposed to stay with me," he says in a whisper. His resentment says more than heartbreak. It says an obsession with control. In confessionals, Kody talks about how everyone abandoned him when things were tough. But the audience online is quick to respond. Comments swamp social media. They did not leave because it was tough. They left because he made it impossible. In the meantime, the camera shifts to Robyn, alone in her living room, clutching a tissue, her voice trembling. "I thought plural marriage was that we'd always have each other," she whispers. "Now I just feel like I'm sitting in the ashes of something holy." She wipes away a tear and confesses something startling. "I'm afraid I'll be the last one left." For viewers, it's a breakthrough. Robyn, the one typically characterized as the root of all division, no longer dreads losing Kody. She dreads being stuck with him. The emotional dynamic has shifted. Cut to Janelle, the family's quiet backbone. Practical, reasonable, composed. But her calm has hardened into distance. In her apartment, surrounded by paperwork, she's focused on her finances. "I used to plan around the family," she tells producers, "but now I'm planning around my peace." Her voice is stern, sorrowful, yet commanding. Talking about Kody, there isn't a note of anger, just frustration. "He used to call to check on the kids. Now it's just silence. I think he's done. And maybe that's a good thing." The emotional high is when Christine calls. Beaming with happiness from her new life, she attempts to console Janelle. "You deserve joy," Christine warmly tells her. Half teasing, half weeping, Janelle replies, "Joy? I don't even know what that feels like anymore." They exchange a poignant silence before Christine whispers, "You'll find it again. I promise." That fleeting call encapsulates all that has shifted. Sisterhood now exists independent of Kody. Mary's narrative is subdued yet strong. At her bed and breakfast in Utah, she arranges the table for guests, her hands moving deliberately and quietly. When producers inquire about Kody, she smiles faintly. He doesn't call. And honestly, I don't expect him to. In a moment of weakness, she adds, "I used to wait for his attention like it was air. Now I can breathe just fine without it." Fans have been waiting a long time for this clarity. Her development seems real, not scripted. Lighting a candle, her voiceover comments, "I thought letting go would hurt more, but it feels like peace." A powerful moment, lauded online as one of Mary's most empowering moments on the show. Halfway through the episode, tension erupts. Robyn requests a chat with Kody. Weeks of silent strain come to a head. Their conversation begins quietly. Robyn reasons, Kody becomes defensive. Then Robyn says, "You're not fighting for this family anymore." Something in Kody snaps. He slams his hand on the table. "You were the only one who didn't betray me," he yells. Tears fill Robyn's eyes instantly. "Then why does it feel like you're betraying yourself?" She whispers, voice trembling. The room goes quiet. Cameras stall. Robyn weeps. "I didn't sign up to be the last one standing, Kody. I wanted sisterhood. I wanted family." Kody's anger ebbs into confusion. perhaps even remorse. But rather than an apology, he says, "I gave them everything and they still left." Robyn flees, shaking, weeping, completely abandoned. Her meltdown is one of the show's turning points. Meanwhile, Christine's life is a stark contrast. Cooking dinner with her fiancé, laughing, talking about her kids, she radiates a joy fans haven't seen since season 1. When asked about Kody, she says simply, "I hope he finds peace, but I found mine." Christine embodies liberation after years of emotional chaos. Later, Janelle watches a social media clip of Christine and smiles. "Good for her," she says softly. "She earned that happiness." Between them there is a quiet, unspoken sisterhood. Two women who weathered the same storm, now discovering life apart. To undefine the last 15 minutes of the episode come down to Kody giving one of the most intense confessionals ever. The camera zooms in, catching every spasm of his face, every hint of emotion. He confesses, "I don't even know myself anymore." And then he utters words no fans ever imagined. "Perhaps I should get therapy. Not for them, but for me." It is a flash of understanding, but it's too late. Kody discusses control, leadership, faith, the same terms he has used for so long, but his voice now shakes. "I created this family. I allowed it. And now it's gone." His voice breaks, and for a fleeting instant, anger gives way to hurt. "You can't rebuild something that never had a foundation," he growls, repeating the episode's haunting preview line. At the end of the episode, TLC presents a montage. Christine laughing in her new home, Janelle strolling through a park with her children, Mary lighting another candle at her bed and breakfast, and Robyn sitting by herself, gazing out of a window. Then it returns to Kody, sitting by himself in the dark, softly saying, "I thought this was forever." The screen goes black. No music, no next time teaser, nothing. And in that nothingness, fans sense the truth. The sister wives era of Kody Brown are done. The children turn away the next morning as Robyn breaks down, and Kody's private meltdown continues. Kody is pacing through the kitchen, talking to himself under his breath. Ungrateful, betrayed, for nothing. His hair is mussed, his eyes are red. The audience can feel it. This is not the confident, boisterous Kody Brown the audience had known years ago. This is a man coming apart. Robyn is in the doorway, her voice little and tired. "Kody, can we discuss last night?" He doesn't meet her gaze in his own spin. The silence gets ugly long before she continues, "I don't want to fight anymore." He turns at last, face pinched, tone low but cut. "I'm not fighting. I'm just seeing the truth." "What truth?" she asks quietly. "That I'm the only one who ever believed in this," he snaps. The camera cuts to Robyn's confessional. Her eyes are swollen, makeup smudged. "I've never seen him like this. It's like he's fighting ghosts. He's not just angry at the wives, he's angry at himself, but he doesn't want to see it." She takes a long pause, then whispers something heartbreaking. "I don't know how much longer I can do this." Fans rewind this moment, not for drama, but in disbelief. For the first time, Robyn, formerly charged with tearing the family apart, sounds as if she's drowning within it. While Janelle and Christine are having a video call, TLC presents the unfiltered reality of their friendship. No makeup, no filters, just two women calling each other in to check in. Christine is smiling as she is chopping vegetables. "How's it going over there?" she asks. Janelle lets out a deep breath. "He's falling apart." Christine slowly nods. "I knew it. He doesn't like not being in charge." Janelle pauses, then speaks. "Robyn called me. She's afraid. She said he's not sleeping, not eating much, just pacing the house." Christine's expression goes soft. "That's unfortunate, but it's not your job anymore." That sentence is the unspoken thesis of this episode. The women have spent years living with Kody's feelings, currying his ego, tiptoeing. Now they're finally laying down that burden. Back in Utah, Mary gets a visit from an old friend. The same one who stood by her when her catfishing scandal happened years ago. They sip tea inside the parlor of her bed and breakfast, which is tiny. Her friend asks softly, "Do you still speak to Kody?" Mary smiles softly, a combination of humor and melancholy. "He talks to me sometimes. That's it." She then falls silent. "Years I believed that I was the issue. that if I changed sufficiently he'd love me again. But I finally understood that he loved the version of myself that serviced him, not the actual me. Her friend reaches out and grasps her hand, then stops serving him. Mary smiles, eyes glistening. I already have. In her confessional, she expands on that thought. I gave that man every part of me. But what I've learned is, when someone only values your obedience, not your heart, you're not in a marriage, you're in a contract. Fans flood social media, praising Mary's emotional evolution. One comment reads, Mary finally said what every woman in that house has felt for years. TLC then cuts to the Brown children in a tender and poignant sequence. Garrison and Gabriel are noticeably absent, but snippets of message and interview rise up. Janelle recites from a note from one of her sons. Mom, I can't even talk to him anymore. He doesn't listen. Her voice cracks. They're hurting. They miss their dad, but he shut himself off. Meanwhile, Robyn confesses that her own children are beginning to ask questions. They ask me why the family doesn't see each other anymore. I don't have answers. In a tearful moment, she hugs her teenager who asks, Did we do something wrong? Robyn holds her close. No, baby. Grown-ups did. The scene is brutally honest. Regardless of which side fans are on, the hurt of the children pierces through the din. The following scenes are dark, not only literally but emotionally as well. Kody is alone in a dimly lit room, speaking with producers. He is not angry this time. He is introspective, detached. I gave my whole life to this family, he says. And they just walked away. The producer inquires, Do you think you had anything to do with that? Kody's eyes shift away. He scowls bitterly. Sure, I wasn't perfect, but I was loyal. I tried to lead. A moment of silence. The producer coaxes softly. Do you think they wanted leadership or love? Kody is silent. After a while, he speaks. Maybe both, but love doesn't work without loyalty. It's a cold-blooded reaction, an indication of his frame of mind. Love has always been a transaction to him. Afterwards, the cameras see him sweeping the yard, cursing under his breath about betrayal. They broke the covenant, he is heard saying to no one, in a sermon-like tone, as if teaching an invisible congregation. Fans online cry as though watching Kody Brown fall apart in real time. Robyn's emotional state deteriorates through the second half of the episode. She calls her sister, breaking down in sobs. I feel like I'm in a marriage with a ghost, she says. He's here, but he's not really here. Her sister advises her. You can't fix him. You've tried. Robyn acknowledges, crying. But if I leave too, then what's left? The line repeats as the scene closes out. The first definitive signal that even Robyn may be considering what lies ahead for herself and Kody. In a later confessional, she confesses, I used to think love meant loyalty. Now I think it means letting go. For longtime viewers, it's a dramatic turnaround. The woman who used to defend every decision Kody made is finally questioning, perhaps even regretting. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn continue their downward spiral. TLC catches up with Christine and Janelle briefly in Utah, grabbing lunch and giggling. Christine glows as she discusses her wedding plans, and Janelle listens with real joy. At one point, Christine remarks, You know what's funny? I used to think our story was about him, but it's about us. Janelle nods. It always was. We just didn't know it. Their energy is calm, not vindictive, not triumphant. Fans online declare it to be one of the most healing moments ever on the show. TLC compares their laughter to Kody sitting by himself in his truck, gazing at his phone, scrolling through old family photos. He appears shattered, but not by loss, by the knowledge that his control is lost. For the first time, Episode 5 breaks the fourth wall ever so slightly. A producer's voice can be heard asking Kody if he wishes to take a break. Kody denies. No, keep rolling. Let people see what they did. It's raw, uncomfortable reality TV at its most unfiltered. Off camera, he's lost everything. On camera, he's still desperate to control the narrative. The irony is clear. The more he speaks, the more the world sees him crack. At her inn, Mary brings the episode to a close with subtle courage. She sits in front of the fire with Grace, reading a letter to herself she wrote when she was younger. Dear Mary, You thought your worth came from being chosen, but it comes from choosing yourself. She smiles softly, folds the letter and says, "It took me 50 years to figure that out, but I did." The camera lingers on her face as she stares into the flames. It's not triumph, it's peace. The closing moments cut between all four wives. Christine laughing with fiancée Janelle, Janelle working in her office, Mary closing up her inn for the evening, and Robyn sobbing in the darkness. Above it all, Kody's voice in a confessional. "I thought I could keep my head above water, but maybe God wanted it to all crumble." The screen goes black. And in one last belly punch reveal, a preview of episode 6, Robyn whispers, "If I go then it's over for sure." Cut to Kody slamming a door. Cut to Janelle whispering, "He's lost." Cut to Christine smiling. "And finally we're free." Then the words come on screen. Next week, the ultimate break. In Act 3, there's no denial anymore. The air is cold, the light less bright. Even the music slower, more mournful, a requiem for what has been lost. The Brown family dream, conceived in love, laughter, and vows of forever togetherness, reduced to ashes. The episode starts in virtual silence. The camera sweeps over the Flagstaff house. Children's drawings still tacked on the fridge. Family pictures slightly askew. Boxes piled up in the corners. It all appears lived in but not lived. Then steps. Kody comes in carrying a pile of mail. His voiceover is soft. "Sometimes you don't know the moment you lose everything until it's gone already." For the first time in years, Kody sounds small, not the authoritative patriarch, just a man standing amidst the rubble of his own pride. Robyn walks in moments later, avoiding eye contact. Plain hoodie, no makeup, eyes swollen from crying. She tries to break the silence. "The kids are asking if we're going to church this week." Kody doesn't answer. He drops the mail on the counter and stares out the window. "I don't even know what we're supposed to believe anymore," he mutters. Robyn's lip quivers. "We believed in family," she whispers. "And that's lost now, isn't it?" He slowly turns. "It didn't have to be," he mutters, bitterness edging his voice. Later, in his confession, Kody stares directly into the camera, his eyes manic. "I gave it all. I sacrificed. I worked myself to death. And for what? For everybody to turn their backs on me?" The producer queries softly. "Do you think you turned your back on them first?" Kody's jaw clenches. "No. They lost faith in the principle. They quit." He leans forward, shaking. "This was meant to be forever. That's what the covenant was about. I don't even know who I am anymore without it. It's raw, almost too intimate." He wipes his face, angry, whispering, "I'm mad at God. That's where I'm at now." Meanwhile, Robyn's confessional is heartbreak in slow motion. Cuddled in a blanket, crying, she explains, "I used to believe God sent me to this family to unite us. Now I wonder if I was sent to witness the end." She confesses to panic attacks. "Whenever I hear him screaming, I can't breathe. I keep thinking this is not the man I married. This is a man consumed by his rage." Flashbacks cut and feature Robyn becoming a part of the family, her wedding to Kody, her initial enthusiasm regarding sisterhood. The contrast is heartbreaking. She dabs away tears. "I thought love was going to save you, but I think sometimes love just reveals to you what you need to get up and leave." It's a line that haunts long after the end credits. For the first time this season, episode 5 features a number of the older Brown children confronting the reality directly. Gabriel and Garrison sit side by side in the backyard. "I used to think Dad was a hero," Gabriel says softly. "Now Behind closed doors, season 20 revealed cracks that had long been suspected by fans. Behind the courteous, scripted family moments is a tale of loyalty, betrayal, and heartbreak. Sources say the wives went out of their way to steer clear of Kody for hours prior to filming, a graphic signal of the increasing emotional distance. On camera, Kody portrays himself as keeping together a family fading away from him. The crisis didn't emerge out of the blue, he maintains. It's been years in the making. He rehearsed hours of confessional lines, playing out the devoted husband and dad in advance. Behind closed doors, he vents his anger at what he sees as revisionist history courtesy of Christine and Mary, who have publicly disowned him. A source close to production told us exclusively, Kody really feels like he's the one who has been abandoned. He's positioning himself as the sole constant within the family, but anyone hanging around him outside of camera shots can tell how much he resists responsibility. Robyn, always the voice of reason in Kody's life, looked visibly shaken throughout the episode. Insiders Offset told us that she was having trouble keeping her cool, worrying that her own relationship with Kody will be the next to fall victim to the emotional consequences. She's kept the family stable for years. A source on the set said she's always mediating fights between Kody and the other wives, and it's taking its toll. In her confession, Robyn confessed, barely above a whisper, "I didn't want to be the only wife.